Hey everyone, Coops here from the whole Box and Dice Dragon Ball Super Set 3 starters. We've got Dark Invasion up against the Extreme Evolution. Pretty pumped that they brought out a couple new starters. I think there was probably not much need in Set 2, but with the new mechanics, with a more complex and a just pretty much all-round better game, glad they've introduced some new ways for people to get into it. I will be doing some upgrade videos on these decks because I do think they are a pretty solid base. Going to have a couple of matches with some of my mates with them today. I'm glad they picked one aggro and the other one showcases off Over-Realm, because I think that's a good introduction to a lot of the meta that you'll see and a lot of the interactions. So I think that's important. Obviously some starter unique cards again. You do have like your Prince of Speed and like the Goku chain equivalent. Looks like you've got a new playmat. I bet you on this playmat, though, there is no area for warp, even though we're in set 3. You got life area, combo, energy, battle at the top. What's on this side here? Drop and deck. Nope, okay. Just wonder if it talks about Over-Realm being like a new thing. Amendments, that's pretty relevant. Yes, Over-Realm, here it is. Over-Realm and Xeno Evolve, new. Interesting. Probably wouldn't have killed you to put a... Probably would have killed you to put a warp area on your playmat. So we've got a new updated set of rules. Okay, that's going to be good. That'll talk about some of the interactions. That's pretty handy. But we'll crack this one open, and then we'll crack the Bardock deck. Then we'll have a couple of games, and we'll kind of report back what I think is best, because I think we have some interesting cards. I've been playing a lot of red-yellow Bardock, and using a lot of the starter deck cards, but we'll look at the leader. You got Raging Spirit, Super Saiyan Son Goku on one side, and just regular Son Goku on the other one. This one is when you attack a leader, you draw a card, and when your life is at 4 or less, you may choose up to 2 of your energy and switch them to active mode. Then on the back, you get during a turn, if your life is 3 or less, you get 5,000 power, and you draw a card. But if you have 25,000 power, you get double strike. But we'll start off with the key card. This is the Broken Limits Super Saiyan. You get 1 foil, 1 non-foil. This one has EX Evolve for 1 on a 4-drop or more on Son Goku. It's 25k. If you buff it to 40k, you get triple strike, which is pretty solid. Unbreakable Super Saiyan Son Goku, another starter card. It's got the Evolve for 3. When you evolve, you get to draw a card. This is definitely a card that I think is, it's a pretty solid inclusion. Rushing Warrior Pan, great way to give you battle card, that extra 5k boost to unlock some of those abilities. You got Chain Attack Trunks too. This one has the ability to play one of your battle cards from your hand with power 15,000 or less. And then you just get some of the pretty, standard red cards. I noticed in the green-black deck, they reprinted some Set 1 and Set 2 stuff. So probably wouldn't have hurt to put Carbers in here. It's very interesting. Like, the deck has almost been made with an upgrade plan in mind. Oob is pretty solid. But also a lot of the cards have some pretty horrible synergy with the deck, so it's kind of like this interesting mix of you can take the deck in this direction, but also at the same time you have some cards like this one, the Dr. Mayu under Baby's control. They just don't have a lot of synergy as well. This one as well, Unended Awakening. I like that they've given you the negate. I think it's important to have cards like that in a starter deck. Grand Tour Spaceship, that's a relevant card as well, but it is interesting. There are some cards in the deck that don't have a whole lot of synergy, but it's a very solid deck in terms of a starter. Once you look past the fact that Rildo you get no value from, Lewd is a very interesting card, a 25k double striker. If you can get a Pan in your drop area, you obviously get the new 10k Pump, which is a machine mutant, and that's pretty much just tribal synergy. There's no difference to the standard Vardos one. Whereas Bardock, on the other hand, actually, I wonder if that's a different playmat. I wonder if on the Bardock one there actually is a warp area, given so much of what you do in this deck is actually going to be warp. Let's have a look. Drop, combo, battle, energy. No, deck and drop. Life. Nope. Okay, yep. Once again, feel like you could have just probably done the list, the part of the deck, but that's all right. This one, just from playing these games, I found the black deck a lot more rounded than the red deck. And part of that is just because of how strong Bardock actually is. Your 4-drop Trunks is super relevant as well. The Marseille ability to always gain access to Over-Realm is very, very nice. Really like the foiling on this one as well. It's one of the few that I like with the gold on it there. So you get 2. Okay, so this is like your 6-drop in the Goku. You get Quick Blade Trunks as well. This one I think's the Over-Realm for 2. Which is pretty nice. So you get the play set of that, which pretty handy having a 2-drop 15k that you can Over-Realm for just 2. That's obviously very, very nice. And then you also get a couple copies of the Encroaching Threat Marseillan. So this one's pretty handy to have, I guess. Like I said, with that Over-Realm theme, Power Aura Mirror seems like a very strong card. You get the 5k bonus if you got 3 cards in Warp, and then another 5k bonus if you have 5 cards in Warp. And then you've got some green. I don't know why they picked green necessarily to support this. Like the Gotenks and the bundle are pretty, I guess, just useful utility cards. Discard and draw is pretty high value for a starter. But I guess they could have gone a couple of different ways with this one. It makes more sense, I guess, when you get to some of the set 3 cards that they've included. They've tried to keep the Trunks in there, but you do get a Son Goku in the deck, and you get some of the 1-drop tutors as well. So you get the Unyielding Justice Trunks. This is the Bridge to the Future. And then obviously that kind of complements some of the Over-Realm Trunks as well. So you get the Unrelenting Assault, which I think is going to be a very good card. You get your 10k pumps as well. Obviously the Super Combo. Then this is all just the set 1 stuff. So Toa, nice way to search up some cards. Dark Plot is definitely a very relevant card. So well, I think you can just kind of see, like, if you've been following these cards, Time's Judgment is just, I feel, very unbalanced against that red deck, just given how many cards you can potentially get access to and the fact that you can keep negating attacks. If you've been following Set 3 and following the spoilers and even doing some playtesting on stuff like Untap, I think it's like it doesn't take too long to kind of see that there isn't a great deal of balance between the 2 decks. I was just checking to see if they had the same amount of starter cards, or starter like exclusive cards, but they do. And the big issue from this is that red really lacks a good kill punch. Like in a normal deck, in a normal constructed deck, you'd start off with, opening hand, you'd have a couple of your SRs or your big, 4 or 5, 1 to combo 10Ks. And you're pretty happy to charge them because you'll see, A, you have ways to draw through your deck because it's optimized to do so, but you also have multiple copies. It's very weird playing the 6-drop as energy because you're just pretty much halving your win conditions, which seems very bad. I feel like you never want to be doing that, and that's kind of what makes the red deck a little bit more difficult because the base cards, whilst they're alright, Lude needs Pan under it, so you've got to be able to have both of those cards. You do get stuff like the Quick Rush Trunks, but you just kind of lack the kill shot punch, in my opinion. There's not enough ways to buff your leader to turn on those extra abilities, but you can kind of see where they were going with the deck. I don't like that you have a lot of dead cards, and I get it, you can go into more of a machine mutant build, but I don't think that's the best experience for a new player personally. I think that's a little bit counterproductive. And I don't know if we'll actually do some games on on film or on stream or something, and I'll show you what the deck's like and how it plays. But the red deck just feels like when you nut draw, it's only still a good deck. Whereas when you nut draw with the Bardock deck, each turn they can flip over 3 cards. If they flip over a non-black card and a black card, they get a 5k boost and critical. So dealing with the 20k critical leader in an aggressive deck, it's just I'm very confused about the balance, to be honest. But look, maybe we've had a bit more luck with the starters. Maybe I'm just a scrub and I'm playing terribly. But let me know if you've picked up the starters, if you've given them a go. Let me know if you'd like to see that upgrade video as well, if you'd like to see what I think you can do with the decks. I'll obviously try and keep the leaders and stuff, so kind of build around that Son Goku interaction. Probably won't get too silly and do things like throw the SCR in there, but there are obviously red aggro decks, and cards like Saiyan Cabra obviously are going to go into that deck, but you probably want some other ways to awaken as well. So I'll definitely have a play around with it and look at some of the stuff. But I'll show you like one of the hands, for example. Like you draw like this as an opening hand, so you've got like pretty much the 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, but that's when the deck like ends. I do like that you have the bodyguard, so like you can, if you meet the conditions, if your opponent plays a battle card, you don't have any battle cards, you can play it for free. So you can get 2 threats out on the board on turn 1, and then I don't know if that means that you want to play cards like MC Gohan because you can get your hand down to size, but you also draw a lot of cards because as long as you're attacking a leader with your leader, you're drawing each turn as well. So yeah, look, there's a lot of interesting parts of the deck, but I'll fast forward this, and I guess if you want to look through some of the super fast gameplay footage, you can. But I do think that if you are going to grab these decks, you do kind of need to go in knowing that the black deck is probably the better deck of the two, and it's probably an easier deck to upgrade as well. Building a good aggro deck and piloting one as well is actually quite difficult, I think, for new players. Where a leader that's a little bit more straightforward in Bardock, you hit his ability each turn, that kind of dictates where you send your attacks, and then you just make sure you keep getting value from Over-Realm. So I think like I said, it's a good introduction to set 3. I like that we have some new starter decks. I definitely will be doing a video soon on how they interact and how you can upgrade them a bit better. But my initial thoughts are awesome starter cards. I think they're both super relevant for actual competitive constructive play. I think we'll see the red cards in some of those red aggro lists. I think some of the black cards are relevant as well. Same with the special pack. And yeah, so I think that's it's a worthwhile investment. And one of the other things as well, I saw some people that are a little bit not have issues, but they don't like that you have to buy like 2 starter decks to complete a playset. If you're not super pumped about foils, you don't really care about them, just flip the foils or trade the foils for non-foils and a bit of cash, and that goes a long way to bringing down the cost of them. And I like that if you buy, my LGS is doing, if you buy 2 starters, you get a dash pack as well. We just put up a video with a whole bunch of dash packs, and most of them came from the starter sets we bought and the special packs on top of the booster boxes there. So, it's a good way to incentivize a product, and it's a good way to kind of feel like you're not just buying it for a couple of starter cards. You do get a dash pack in there too. So enjoy the rest of this match, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to jump off the mic and try not to scrub out too hard, but stick close to the channel because plenty of things in the near future. We've got a giveaway going up shortly, whole bunch of BCC promos, plus the new Goku when it comes online as well. Very, very exciting times. If you'd like to support the channel, check us out on Patreon. Huge thanks to everyone showing me some love there. We are getting closer to that 1,000 subscribers, which would be a very cool way to finish off the month of March. But good luck in your set 3 pools. Hopefully you've got some crazy deck ideas cooking. Hit me up in the comments with what your thoughts are. I've been Coops. This is the whole box and dice. Thank you again for watching.